Today we were kind of thinking about talking about what is a date actually, because I think we have two different perspectives of what a date actually is. As a guy, I initially thought it was like, you know, taking her out on this extravagant, dinner and this event, and then we like surprise her and it cost lots of money, and we had to work and do that and plan this all out, and because that's what it took to, to pop the question and make her say yes, kind of thing.
In his perspective.
In my perspective.
For me, a date can be anything where we're just hanging out. So, I mean, you have your special occasion dates where it's more extravagant and costs more money and stuff. That's different than your actual, just casual, day-to-day kind of date. Especially when you're married, because you're not living apart. You're together more, and so you just don't have the need to, I don't know, do the extra.
Yeah.
But that could just be going to the coffee house and getting a cup of coffee together and just hanging out in the loungy area and talking.
I mean, yeah, and I didn't know that all she wanted to do was just hang out with me. Really?
What? I married you because I like you or something?
I mean, I don't have to do all this extravagant stuff, and man, if I knew that way back when, then it would be so much easier.
No, and I mean, when I say coffee house, it doesn't have to be a coffee house. It could be your own house, make your own coffee. If your budget's not there, right? And he and I have been in that situation many a time where our budget's just not there, so.
Yeah. Well, I remember when you were like, hey, honey, we need to go on a date. I was like, look at my bank account, I was like, okay, honey, I'm working on it. As in, I'm trying to save up the money to maybe take her out. But she's like, but it didn't until 5 years into our marriage later, I was like, oh.
Light bulb moment.
You just want to sit on the couch and just watch a movie together or just have a coffee or something? And
yeah, just have dedicated time
for
you and me.
And I was like, oh. Wow, what a relief.
Also, though, I must say, a date is not
on
a
my
time
where I'm on my phone and.
Well, no, that too, but more specifically, a date should not be a time where you come together to discuss issues and problem solve.
It's just to play a card game or something.
A date needs to be just getting to know and reconnect and have some kind of relaxation or fun involved. There should be different. You could have coffee table talks where you come together frequently to discuss problems that are coming up, either within your relationship or with the kids, parenting issues and things, and that's not a date. If you're talking about problems and trying to solve them, that's not a date.
No. That's like a business meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more like you razzle-dazzle. I wouldn't say it's like a razzle-dazzle meeting, but more like it's just because you want to be there and you want to spend time with them as the intention. Mm-hmm. The heartfelt intention of wanting to spend time with your wife rather than I have to spend time with my wife. And that, I know it's hard in the beginning, the first couple of years, I was like, okay, I'm tired and whatever, or I have other things on my mind, and we kind of just need to shut that off and focus your mindset to, hey, I just want to hang out with my awesome, amazing wife that I married and just, hang out and have fun and
well, because without the date and coffee table talks, you start to feel. Well, I started to feel like not a wife, but rather a servant. So, which I don't mind serving. I love serving. I love helping. But when it comes to marriage, there needs to be more communication. There needs to be more relationship there than just, here's your food, and I got your laundry done, and the house is clean. And for a while, for several years, that was our marriage. He was always working, and just mentally never stopped working. So when he wasn't working, he was still working. And then I was just taking care of kids and doing what needed to get done physically around.
Yeah, you gotta be mentally present and be there, even with the kids and family. Can't just be like, hey, I'm hanging out with the family, and you're like
checking emails
VPSing into your phone and checking your desktop and talking to the workers and all this other stuff. You're there physically, but you're not mentally there, and that's not cool either.
Yeah.
I found out. So.
Not helpful for growing relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yes, do it. Yeah. Be there. It's hard. I mean, I don't know. It kind of, you have to put the phone away, really, or don't bring the phone with you, and you just unplug yourself, because you do get zombified with that phone, and you kind of just, it goes bling and it calls, and you're like, whatever.
Yeah, if you have an issue with stepping away from that, then don't bring your phone for sure.
Yeah.
But later on, after you break that habit, you can reintroduce the phone and use it for games to play with each other. There's some fun things out there, and
you can probably willingly let your wife hold your phone hostage. Date me, or else I have your phone until it's over.
Terrible.
and let her disable the notifications. Yeah. So I think I think we try to get the kids down early. We weren't doing that before. We were like 10 o'clock, midnight. We just kind of wait until the kids fall asleep on their own. Our lifestyle's a little different. We don't wake up at early on schedule.
Well, no, we had a bedtime for them. We've always had bedtime for them.
It was like midnight. Oh, 10. Sometimes it turns into midnight. Well, at least we don't get to bed till midnight.
What was happening was I was putting the kids down, and Penelope was having a hard time falling asleep, and I would stay with her until she fell asleep.
Yeah, which I thought was unnecessary, because she's like 9 now, and I think she can handle it.
Generally, we were in bed by 9. The kids were in bed by 9, and then
it was just our personal preference, or her preference. I don't know what it was, but it was just like she wanted to be there for her the whole night until she fall asleep, so she has the assurance that, that mom's there.
Penelope has some anxiety
issues. Yeah, and also the joys of putting them to bed and remembering that, because you're not gonna be able to do that when they're out of the house.
Well, for a season
like,
of time.
Mom, you're being weird now because I'm 21 and you're still here watching me fall asleep, kind of thing.
I think that was a fear he had actually had for a while.
I don't think. Okay, I don't know.
I think we're getting weird now.
I never had that issue. My parents were like, just go to bed, or else you can get swats, and I was like, cry myself to sleep, because it was after a scary movie and everything. Yeah. All right, I think that's all I got for today. Okay. Anyways, you have any maybe topics you want us to kind of talk about and comment on? It's not biblical. We aren't certified biblical counselors, but we have been biblically counseled. Yeah. And that's all we can pass over. But all we say could be, I don't know. We just leave it at. It could just be our way. I don't know. Of learning.
It's
our experience and what we learned and what we picked up and not picked up, and we might have missed some details. And we're gonna try to make it from the heart as possible. Oh, yeah, and sacrificing, and Christ loved the church, and maybe we should talk about some biblical stuff later that we've learned, and it should apply, because it's just stuff we've learned that are biblical.
Yeah.
We're not gonna twist it or anything.
Yeah.
Shouldn't. Yeah, because it will be obvious that we'll be, not out of alignment. Yeah. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll look forward to your comments below. You have any questions? Thanks. For our next video.